Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So we are literally at standing room only. Earlier today, Jean Robertson, our lead accreditation surveyor, mentioned our excellent partnership with Toronto Fire. I'm glad, because I think we may have some fire code issues in this room right now, so I'm delighted we have that kind of partnership. Welcome to all of you. Before I get into the more formal part of this morning's proceedings, and there are certainly formal and important things we are doing this morning is in our accreditation debrief, I just wanted to say that, you look, we appear to have some cake here. I understand there's red punch to be had. Well, there we go. Always our favorite, red punch. You never know if it's a red day or a blue day. Red for accreditation, of course. So you might think something special has been going on this week. I don't know. Anything been going on here? But what I have to say is I think what has been going on here this week is what goes on here every single day. The work that you do every day, delivering extraordinary care, partnering with families in ways that are unparalleled, being deeply passionate about the work you do, focused always on our collective mission, our collective vision of those meaningful, healthy futures for all the children, youth, and families we serve. That's what you do every single day, and that's what you did this week. And perhaps the special part of this week, other than cake and punch, although that's kind of every week here too, so it's not that special. The special part this week is the opportunity, the unique opportunity that we get every few years to share what moves us, what we're passionate about, to share what we believe is excellence in care, in safety, in partnership and co-creation with family leaders, to share that with experts from Accreditation Canada, to learn together with them, and to really share amongst ourselves as well the work that we're doing, and then of course, perhaps even more importantly, to learn collectively from that work to move forward and continue to create excellence at Holland Bloorview. So this week to me in some ways has just been a typical week. It's been a week of amazing care for kids and families, and I'm really grateful to all of you for everything you do every day that makes that possible. So this morning's first piece of business is for me to welcome our surveyors to this debrief. And momentarily, we will be welcoming Jean Robertson, our lead surveyor, to come up to the microphone to give you the feedback from the accreditation survey. I'd like to introduce, though, all four of our surveyors, although Jean will only be coming up to speak, and I'd ask you each to stand as I introduce you so the whole team knows who you are. Katrina Wilson. Dr. Alison McCallum. I like Alison's t-shirt. Sharon Brissette. And our lead surveyor, Jean Robertson. And Jan, I'd like to invite you up to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Yes, it's still morning. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming, and I'm really thrilled that there's so many of you because that's not necessarily what we see. Now that I've retired, I do a lot more surveys because I have some more free time, and you don't necessarily see that in every organization. So it's valuing for all of you because it is an effort to put your best foot forward and to showcase what you do, which is what you're supposed to do during an accreditation. It's not doing something that's different. It's basically saying this is what we're proud of and we want to show it to you. So well done. He told me the down arrow. I need my glasses. Excuse me. There we go. Okay. This is the team as we've been introduced, and I just I was playing on the computer yesterday, so I thought it'd be great to do a map to show you where we were from. I'm from Ottawa. Allison is from Nunavut. Katrina is from Northern Ontario. And Sharon is from Eastern Ontario, formerly from Montreal. These are the number of priority processes that we looked at. Several more criteria, because embedded in each priority process, there's quite a few criteria, and only one site. These are the highlights since the last survey, and I need my glasses for that one. The client engagement, the client family engagement that you show here, it's not let's have a token family member in a different committee, or after the fact, oh, we must invite. It's embedded into everything that you do. It's at the forefront. Nothing happens without input from either patients, whether they're youth or children, and their families. And it's the broad family, not just the formal family, but what people recognize as their family. So well done on that. Ben, if you could bottle it and sell it, you'd make a fortune. There would be no financial issues. It's really well done. You're recognized throughout the country, really, as being leaders in client and family engagement. So well done. The new medication storage system that you have for delivery of narcotics, you heard the comments at the previous accreditation, and you've embedded, and now your medication management system is very, very much more secure, well thought out, and also ensures that, as we move forward in healthcare, that we have the least amount of medication errors. So well done. Before, I just need to go back to the previous slide. I wanted to thank some special people before I move on. Definitely Laura and Sonia. You've put in a major effort. We saw it everywhere in the organization. You can't miss it because their presence is everywhere. I especially wanted to thank our buddies. As you know, we're not from this organization, and we can easily get lost as we're maneuvering the system. So to Enza, Elena, CJ, and Sean, thank you very much to the four of you. And a particular thank you to the kitchen staff and to our and please say thank you to Pramod, our buddy who fed us very well this week. So thank you. Next item that I wanted the strategic discussions. The strategic discussions happened at all levels of the organization. It happened at the different councils that you have. It was embedded into the activities, the daily activities of everyone. And we heard it and saw it through all of our tracers that we went through. So you should be commended on that. The individualized patient care pathways, that's an introduction since the last survey, where it's more tailored to the particular patient with input from everyone. So well done. The Enhance and Enlarge Autism Program, well done on that. You felt the pressure of the increased demand on your services, but you're also looking outside of the boundaries of this organization to ensure that as many patients as possible are served and served well when families have concerns about their children. The new and innovative of the concussion service is very well done since the last survey. And again, as we're hearing, and it's you can't get away from it because it is now at the forefront in also adult medicine with sports medicine and There was a big article in the Globe and Mail on the weekend. We heard about concussions. Ken Dryden waded in. So it is something that we need to look at, but it's also the comorbidities that are associated with the concussion. So well done. The transitioning of the complex care patients, you're looking at your partners, namely Sick Kids here in Toronto, at transitioning patients that are more acute than what you would have seen in previous years, but that puts pressure on your organization. How will we meet the needs of those patients? You're also transitioning patients at a younger age than what you would normally have seen. So that puts pressure and changes the nature and the look of how you need to address the care for those patients. And you're doing some very good work with Sick Kids on that. But it's also the transitioning. You're starting to look at transitioning to home. How can we, or closer to home, not just home, but closer to home. It could be to another agency closer, but many of the community agencies are uncomfortable with complex care patients. So they need a lot of support for them to be able to accept those patients. And the integrated coordinated care plan that you're doing is spectacular. It's very well done. Everybody has input. Everybody can see it, including the patients and the families, and everybody shares in it. We wanted to make sure that we saw it, so we took pictures of it, so now you can see it. The major strength, and that has to be the top one, is the client and family engagement in this organization. It is second to none. I really have to commend you on that. You're a showcase. You should organize tours for other organizations. Come and see what we're doing. It's so spectacular, and it's so valuing for the healthcare providers, because they get immediate feedback from either their patients and their families, and you encourage them and in fact nurture them to provide input, because it's not given to everybody to be outspoken or share their thoughts, and you're encouraging of those patients. So well done on that. And your youth are wonderful here. Thank you. You're a very progressive organization. You're constantly looking, how can we do it better? What can we do that will be innovative, that will bring value to the work that we do for us as employees or physicians, but also valuing for the patients to have a better life. So well done on that. Very supportive and dynamic leadership presence. We felt the presence at the different level, whether it's senior leadership, middle leadership, frontline leadership. Everybody is very dynamic and wanted and are seen throughout the organization. People know them. They know that they're being heard. So continue on the good on that path. And the compassionate and respectful staff. We saw such compassion and such respect for your patients here from everybody, whether they're frontline staff, whether they're support staff, whether they're contracted employees. Everybody cares so much about the patient population that you have, and you see it everywhere in the organization. So well done. You recognize the value of having many voices to share in a decision. And I think that what we saw here is that together we can do it so much more, rather than me deciding, me doing something. It's always together, and that together always includes either the patient or the family or both. So well done on that. The closest association of research and clinical practice, because you have such dynamic and active researchers in this organization that can share practices and share ideas with frontline staff. You embed the best practices much quicker than many organizations that have to go through this big process. So that having the dynamic and symbiosis that you see between the two enhances your frontline care. So well done on that. The Aspire program, it's the talent management program that you have for your employees, where you're supported to grow in your career, and you're encouraged to always do better. What can I learn now? And we've seen evidence on many fronts. I think you had over 170 people that went through the program, graduates from the program. But you should continue to, because if we don't grow, we die. So you need to always learn. Even an old person like me, you can learn. And I learned today, I learned this week. So you need to constantly learn and stretch your imagination. So well done. We needed to mention your volunteers. You have a massive amount of volunteers. They are present throughout the organization at all the different levels. And I don't think without them you'd be able to do everything that you do. So you should give kudos to them. We had one opportunity for the next one. It's basically, now that you have satellites, for the next accreditation, we should visit one or two of those satellites, depending on what they provide. But that's just to keep in mind for the next accreditation. Take a breath. See, those are the numbers. Look at the number of unmet. I've been doing accreditations for over 15 years, and I do international accreditations also, and as I said, I'm retired now, so I do a lot more. I've got 10. From September to June, I'm doing 10 accreditations. I have never seen those numbers. I've never seen 100. These are by standards, but same outcomes. Patient safety, that the family and the youth and the child are involved in your decision making. They're the ones who can tell you, how can we keep the patients but also the staff safe in this organization? And the fact that you have them collaborating with your decisions, with your implementations, with your initiatives, enhances the safety of this organization throughout throughout the whole site. Your electronic health record enhances the safety of patients because it reduces errors. It's evident there's no transcription errors. There's one portal to see where everything is. You can easily see the progress that everybody's making. You can see everybody's notes, so well done on that. There's the initiative that we mentioned earlier about narcotics, but there are other initiatives that you did for medication management, and we needed to mention all of them. Let me just, I'm trying to ad lib here, but sometimes I need my notes. The dispensing cabinet, the sashes that you're wearing, this is a relatively new, and I think people will get used to it, but you need to concentrate when you're preparing medication, and you need to ensure that the nurses who are preparing the medication are not disrupted in their activities. I think a few of the staff found it a little hokey and said, is this going to work? But make sure that you need to look at continuing and seeing, okay, should we see, if we see good results and we see that we're reducing med errors, then it will just reinforce why we're doing it. And it was also the pass, the medications for passes. You've got a much better process now to ensure that you have safe administration of medications when patients go, whether it's a weekend or 3 weeks or forever, however long they're away from the hospital, that the administration of those medications are much safer. And the rapid response team, you have quite complex children at this organizations, and the fact that you have this rapid response team to assess whenever a patient is close to having some difficulties prevents the child progressing to an even more difficult situation. Client and family-centered care. You're the showcase in this country, I think, for valuing and embedding in everything that you do the client voice, the family voice. So well done on that. You have very engaged staff and physicians. Everybody is very passionate. And we saw that quite easily, because whether it was at a meeting or in the corridors, everybody wanted to tell us how wonderful what is done here. We couldn't escape from anybody. We had to make sure. Everybody wanted to make sure that we really heard what is happening at this organization. You have a highly developed inclusion system. It's not, as I said, it's not paying lip service. It's not, and what we heard from, we met from, I forget now the number of youth and family members that we saw, because I think we were at 5 different meetings when we had family members and youth and clients that they said, we are valued, we are heard, they want to hear about us, they want to hear from us, and they want us to provide input into either the care of the child or the decision about the organization or what the space looks like or everything. So we heard it throughout, the patients and the families recognize it. They really are very appreciative of that. And you are recognized as experts, as I said, in this country. You have a pocket of a group of youth that are exploring their sexuality with their disability. You need to spread that to a larger group of youth. Ethics, got a wonderful ethics team, more than Dolly, but there's the whole team. The ethics framework is very well laid out, very easy to use when you have a difficult decision to make. And we heard it from the teams, but we also heard it from the Board of Trustees, that they used the ethics framework and they had education on the ethics framework. There is good training and orientation provided, and the facilitators are very approachable and easy to access. The only opportunity is to collate all the data that you get from all the interviews, all the questions, so that you look at trends and then say, okay, well, maybe we need to have a session on particular topic because we seem to have more questions on this particular question. Risk management, very, very strong focus on quality and safety in this organization, so well done. We keep mentioning family involvement. I don't know how else to say it. Your enterprise risk framework is very well done. You should be commended on that, because it looks at what are potential risks, and it's not just risk of falls. We're talking financial risks, branding risk, everything, and you have redundancies and mitigation strategies for all of them. So well done. You do prepare your staff for many of the changes that are occurring. We put it there as an opportunity because it's something you always have to keep in mind. Are we burdening our people by a pace that may be too fast for some people? So it's always something to keep in mind, so that you don't exhaust the people that are providing the work. You just always want to make sure that the pace is not everybody functions at the same pace. So just keep an eye on that for all of the employees. And cybersecurity is something that all of us have to be aware of, and especially when you're the custodian of the information of vulnerable people. So you need to be aware. That's something that all of us, I think, have to be cognizant of. Quality improvement, you've got multiple initiatives, and everybody wanted to share their initiative with all of us. And you spread those initiatives, the successes that you have, you spread it to the other areas. So that's very well done. The rapid integration of best practice, and I think that has to do with making a conscious effort to always look what is the best that's happening, doing an environmental scan of other agencies, and also having the close contact with your researchers helps in introducing best practice and quickly amending your policies and procedures to always have best practices in your care. And the transition to home, you are very aware that transitioning complex children or children with multiple anomalies is very difficult for families, especially if they're going to an area where there is less support in their community or in their region. But you are making every effort to ensure that the transition is as smooth as possible. There's also excellent work that's happening with sick kids and transitioning patients from sick kids to here so that it's as seamless as possible. We saw a very good example of someone from the organization going to sick kids and fitting the wheelchair prior to the transfer, and the mom was so appreciative of that. So that it just eases things, but it relieves the burden of stress on the families and the patients. So well done. You are doing some good work in transitioning to adult care. This is not an easy, for anybody who works in pediatrics. I come from a background of 40 years in pediatrics. Transitioning to adult care, whether it's rehab or acute care, is never an easy transition. And we have to be aware that at some point they will have to move on. And we need to ensure our patients that they will do so with our full support and try to do it in a way that will not, all of a sudden you remove the carpet from under their feet and they're tripping because there's nothing there. There is no support for them. So you are making some great efforts. You need to continue your efforts on doing that. The quality boards that are in the local areas, you're starting to use them, but you need to use them and make them a living board so that, and make it focused to that particular area as opposed to general boards, just to make sure that people are actually looking at them. And it's not just wallpaper, it's something that they look at and see. So the next steps, basically I gave the report, or the on-site report, it's not the final report, to Julia this morning. I think it's 7 business days. I always forget. Anyway, you have to look at it with your team and say, okay, no, I don't think they saw it right. Well, if you've got 100%, I don't know what you're going to appeal, but if you want to appeal, good luck. But you have 7 days to basically look at it and say to accreditation, yes, we accept it, and then they issue the final report. We don't give the rating. That's Accreditation Canada that does that. That's basically that you can't sue us for anything. And there's one of your buddies.
Well, thank you, Jeanne, for the presentation, the wonderful presentation, to Sharon, Allison, and Katrina for this week that we've shared together. Just before this meeting, we sat down with our surveyors as a leadership team, and we gave them some feedback on behalf of all of you, and I want to repeat it. And it was what we've heard throughout the course of the week about their genuine curiosity, their deep interest in our work, the wonderful way they interacted with clients and families, the comfort they gave our frontline clinicians to really describe their experiences and talk about their work, and that we could not have been more pleased with the interaction we had with you over the week. So we're very, very grateful for that. Many of you here have been through many accreditations. Ben was just joking earlier, this is his last. But this is my first, and Sonia had shared, as Sonia is wont to do, had shared some data with me prior to the accreditation cycle. And in fact, a full 1/3 of our staff complement, for them, it was their first accreditation. So I was one of that 1/3. I have to say, Jean, it's not so bad. I might stick around and do this again. I like these results. This past 4 days has been an extraordinary opportunity for us to highlight, in particular, the amazing work that we do in partnering with clients and families. And I am so appreciative of the accreditation team for highlighting and showcasing that in the feedback you all heard. You know you do it every day, but it's wonderful to see it recognized across the board. It's clear that every touch point and conversation you've had over the past number of days with our surveyors have demonstrated not only your knowledge, but also your passion for the work that you do. And while this survey in some regards is an event, it is a period of days that we work very hard for, it also is truly and most importantly our ongoing journey around quality of care for all of our children. And as much as we're delighted with the wonderful feedback, we take seriously the opportunities that have been shared with us, and we collectively will reflect on what we've talked about over the course of this week and learn from that and be inspired by that to continually evolve. As you know, in our new strategic plan, one of our enablers of change is the idea of client and family-centered evolution of safety and quality. And this is a great example about how we move that forward across our organization. Through this journey, we've focused on advancing your commitment to care excellence, also to innovation in meaningful ways. And I know you heard that reflected back, our innovative culture. In addition to launching our new strategic plan, No Boundaries, that embeds this idea of continued evolution of client-centered quality and safety, we've also, in full partnership with clients and families, led 47 improvement initiatives advancing the quality and safety of care we provide, including the Integrated Coordinated Care Plan that Jean referenced, about which we're very proud, to grow information sharing and collaboration across disciplines and enhance personalized care. We created the Family Leaders Accreditation Group, also known as FLAG, where we had 17 members, 17 family leaders devoted to that work on all of our accreditation working groups across the entire organization, participating, co-creating what we have experienced over the past 2 years of their work and showcasing this week. So we are very grateful to all of our FLAG members for their extraordinary work, and I will come back a little bit later to even thank in more detail. We are very thrilled that 2 of our Family Leader Accreditation Group members have been chosen by Accreditation Canada to be their first ever patient surveyors. Alifa Khan is with us today, and in fact, she'll be speaking with you very shortly. She will be, I think, going off to training tomorrow, the next day this weekend, and then we'll be shortly off to survey, so you may have one of them on your team shortly. And the chair of our Family Leadership Accreditation Group, Adrienne Zarem, surprisingly was not here this week because she is on a survey in Nova Scotia over the course of the week. So we are very, very proud of them. We have submitted 11 leading practice applications for our quality and safety projects, including our chronic pain toolbox that's already been recognized by Accreditation Canada. Very proud of those. All of you, staff, students, volunteers, are extraordinary volunteers. Thank you for recognizing them, Jeanne. We're very engaged in this journey. Over 100 staff members participating on all of our accreditation working groups, over 50 staff members co-leading our mini surveys, and over 400 staff, students, volunteers, and families sharing ideas about what quality and safety means to you across all of the accreditation events that we've been holding. Everyone in this room, everyone that's watching us online, across the hospital, including our satellites, has worked tremendously hard and contributed enormously to our success in improving quality and safety practices over the course of the last number of years, each accreditation cycle over and over again. And this one is no exception. Witnessing our excellence and ongoing growth together in quality and safety only strengthens my belief that we are well positioned to achieve the goals that we've collectively established in our new strategic plan and our vision of healthy and meaningful futures for all children, youth, and families. I'd like to offer special thanks to all of the accreditation leads across the organization who dedicated many, my notes say many once, but I think I can say it 4 times, hours to supporting their teams, developing roadmaps to align our work with the national standards and best practices. Congratulations to our leadership team leads, Sean Peacock, Nancy Killey, and Enza DeNino. To our medication management team leads, Nathan Ho, Irene Simpson, Michelle Balcaran, Amy Hu. Our infection prevention and control team leads, Nick Joachimides and Kara Sodoma. Our ambulatory care team leads, Andrea McDonald, Julie Chiba Branson, Karen Ward, and CJ Curran. And our rehabilitation team leads, Elaine Widget, Claire Prescott, Marianne Fellon. I also absolutely need to recognize the core accreditation team. I appreciate, Jen, you recognizing them already. As you know, advancing quality and safety is incredibly important to our entire organization, and preparing for accreditation is itself a significant undertaking. Each member of this team has gone above and beyond to ensure that our entire organization had the tools and support necessary for the kind of success that we've been able to see today. Sonia Pagura, thank you very much. Laura Oxenham-Murphy. Thank you, Laura. Carol Damp-Lowry, welcome back and thank you. Nick Joachimides. And Elena Garistu. Thank you. It's also very important to recognize the leadership of our Board of Trustees who ensure that quality and safety are embedded in all of our strategic priorities. Our trustees have been fully engaged in this journey as leaders, participating in all of our events, welcoming families at the board to share their experiences, and creating the space for open and transparent dialogue about how we can continually improve our work and our care excellence at Holland Bloorview. Thank you to you. Once again, congratulations to all staff, students, volunteers, and families for your dedication to quality and safety and achieving a successful accreditation. I now have the pleasure of welcoming the chair of our Board of Trustees, Callie Hunt.
Thanks so much, Julia. It really is an honor to be here today and to celebrate with you these absolutely outstanding accreditation results. And I know it comes from the deep commitment that we on the board see from staff and volunteers and families right across the organization. Your commitment to quality and safety, day in, day out, your commitment to patient and family-centered care, it really is astounding. And so it's really great as the chair of the board to see reflected in the results of the accreditation what you bring to us at our board meetings throughout the year. So congratulations to all of you. I'd also like to echo Julia's congratulations to the clients and families on the FLAG leadership team. Thank you for partnering with us fully throughout the process. Your insights and contributions are, truly appreciated, and, it's lovely to see as the board the recognition from the surveyors of how embedded family and patient-centered care is here at Holland Bloor View. We see it all the time at our board meetings. It's wonderful to see that everyone did such a great job of making sure the surveyors saw that as well. The Board of Trustees are dedicated to patient safety and the accreditation process. The Quality Committee of the board, chaired by Lori Hicks, have been engaged in the accreditation process over the past year. And so thank you to the members of the Quality Committee who have really engaged throughout the year on helping to make the accreditation a success. And I don't know how many of you know this, but we at the Board of Trustees are also part of the accreditation process, and we were interviewed on Monday. Myself and the chairs of our committees, Jean Lamb, who chairs governance, Lori Hicks, who chairs quality, Margaret Pohl, who chairs business and audit, and we also had Lise Ferriman representing the family leaders and as a past member of the quality committee. And so we sat down with the surveyors and had a really good conversation about the governance that we provide around patient safety. It was a great meeting, and we really appreciated their input and insights. It really is a privilege as a member of the board to represent Holland Bloor View. All of you create such a culture of excellence and engagement that really enables Holland Bloor View to be a leader in the healthcare system. And we are so proud. And as a board, we are really excited about the new strategic plan, No Boundaries, and the opportunities to take the amazing work that everyone has done to date to the next level. So really looking forward to partnering with you on that. So from the board, congratulations on this truly outstanding achievement. We are all very, very proud of what you've accomplished.
Thank you, Callie, and thank you, Lori, also for joining us today at this celebration and debrief. In just a moment, as I already mentioned, I'm going to ask Alifa Khan to come say a few words. But first, I just wanted to acknowledge Alifa's leadership throughout the accreditation process. As Vice Chair of the Family Leadership Accreditation Group, Alifa has been fully committed to this process, including helping to lead the development of patient safety training modules with the Canadian Patient Safety Institute. The modules help clients and families prepare for their contribution to safety initiatives in their organization, so not only here at Holland Bloor View, but across the country. And that is truly enormous impact. As I mentioned already, Alifa has already been chosen as one of the first 2 patient surveyors by Accreditation Canada, along with Adrian. While we've missed Adrian this week, we have been in excellent hands with Alifa, and I know Adrian would have wanted to celebrate with us, and I know that were she here, she would be congratulating all of you for the extraordinary work that you do. Alifa, thank you so much for everything you have done to partner with us throughout this accreditation process, for the incredible time and energy that you have given to us. We are really grateful from the bottom of our hearts. It is my pleasure now to welcome you to the podium to say a few words.
Wow. I'm in awe actually in this moment to see how many people are in the room, just to hear the feedback and to celebrate with everybody. But first of all, thank you so much, Julia. Hello, my name is Alifa Khan, and my son is a client here at Holland Bloorview. I've been involved with the Family Leadership Program since 2013. Currently, I'm the co-chair of the Family Advisory Committee. I'm also the vice chair of the Family Leader Accreditation Group, which is most commonly referred to around here as FLAG, as well as a member of the technical committee. Yes, the technical committee for primary health care at Health Standards Organization. It's wonderful to be alongside everyone, celebrating our commitment to ensuring that quality and safety is a part of all of our conversations, interactions, and touch points with clients, families, as well as with each other. I've learned a lot over the past 2 years about accreditation, like the role that surveyors play by verifying that organizations provide evidence-based care in ways that are reliable and safe every time a client and family enter the system, as well as how much of a collective effort is required to make these moments meaningful for everyone. Over the past 4 days, family leaders have had 3 scheduled opportunities to meet with the surveyors to help them understand how special our partnership is here at Holland Bloorview. We shared that Holland Bloorview has built many sustainable structures and processes for families as well as clients to be a part of every dialogue, every touch point, every improvement initiative, and decision. FLAG was a commitment that Holland Bloorview has made to every child and family to ensure that our perspective mattered and that we were welcomed into the conversation to devise care that is meaningful and safe. We are also able to impart that the voices of our children and youth are equally important at all levels, and that we value this definitely through our Kids Feedback Month, and especially on those opportunities when the board has the opportunity to hear from our children and youth. Furthermore, the Board of Trustees, as well as senior members of management and staff are always welcome to take part in our Family Advisory Committee meetings in defining what we believe to be or should be the organization should be focusing on. For example, most recently, our expanded hours of care that'll be hopefully instituted within the ambulatory care clinics. Quality and safety. Well, if accreditation hasn't been a resounding echo of what quality and safety is and the standard of what it should be represented across Canada and even within a lot of the numbers that we've received, well, quality and safety initiatives here are co-led with families in ways that allow for equal decision-making and often challenge the organization to do better. And these challenges usually are sought and seen when we're setting joint targets in our quality improvement plan. And finally, our surveyors learned that training family, youth, and children in patient safety through the Canadian Patient Safety Institute has and will continue to build capacity not only for Holland Bloorview, but the whole health system. I can say that these past 2 years have been truly eye-opening as well as a fulfilling experience. I've been able to witness growth and authentic partnership that has been propelled by high-quality, safe care. I'm excited as a parent of a child receiving services here, as a family leader and as a parent, as well as a user of the healthcare system, that the work accomplished here at Holland Bloorview will be an example to the health system of what partnership is and should look like, what collaboration is, and co-design of services that will be effective, profound, and provide impact for the lives of children and families to achieve the most meaningful of futures. On behalf of FLAG, congratulations and thank you to everyone for inviting us onto this amazing 2-year journey. On behalf of myself as a family leader and parent, Congratulations to everyone in achieving accreditation. But more importantly, congratulations to everyone for ensuring high-quality, safe care for my son, for every child, and for every youth who receives services here at Holland Bloorview.
Thank you, Alifa, for those very thoughtful remarks. Before we conclude, I would like to ask Callie Hunt, the chair of our board, to come back again so we can present some special gifts to those members of the Family Leadership Accreditation Group who are here today. I know that Jen has to leave. I think there's a flight to be caught, so I don't want to keep our surveyors here if they do. I don't want to make anyone late for their flights. So we would like to take the opportunity, while we're all here together, to provide special gifts to the members of the Family Leadership Accreditation Group who are here with us today. Not all of them are, so those who aren't here with us, we will recognize at the next Family Advisory Committee meeting, so everyone gets their recognition. Collectively, they have volunteered over 1,500 hours towards accreditation. That is quite something. Thank you very much, all of you. So maybe, Callie, I'll ask you to come up here, and I can pass the gifts on to you. Do you want to grab them? That'd be great. First, and it shouldn't surprise you, Alifa Khan. Anshu Grover. Is Anshu here? I don't think Anshu's here. Have you seen Bruno? Bruno Jeremiah, is Bruno here? I'm going to say congratulations. And we'll be thanking the rest of the family leaders at the Family Advisory Committee. Now, is anyone here? Holly? Oh, Holly, yep, thank you. Holly, come up. Lise Fairman. Sherry Ann Stringer. Anybody else who crept in while I wasn't watching? That's it? All right. Well, thank the rest of the balance of our family leaders at the Family Advisory Committee. Thank you to all of you for your extraordinary work. I see important work is being done at this very moment. Cakes are being cut. That can mean only one thing. Thank you, all of you, and on to our party celebration. Thank you very much.